I'm super excited about today's sponsor. They've sponsored the podcast before, and this is a topic I'm super passionate about. I fear that us as girls struggle with PMS far more than we should, and we really shouldn't. I truly get the worst PMS symptoms. My boobs are sensitive, my face breaks out, my sugar controllings are out of whack. I feel like I'm just a bottomless pit. My mood is not the vibe, and Estro Control has been super helpful in helping manage those PMS symptoms and making that time of the month a lot more enjoyable. Estro Control is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth, a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. Say no more. Estro Control contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, especially if you are someone like myself who struggles with PMS. It was created to help women feel like themselves all month long and to not struggle with the feelings PMS can cause. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Alana at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code Alana for 15% off today.
PMS, pregnancy, menopause. Each stage of womanhood has its unique challenges. That's why Highlands Naturals' new women's multivitamins are formulated with essential daily nutrients, plus targeted support for your life stage. Facing PMS? There's a Highlands multi for that. Navigating pregnancy and morning sickness? That too. In the throes of menopause, our formula is here to support you through hot flashes and skin changes. Gone are the days of juggling multiple supplements or guessing what you might need. With Highlands Naturals, it's one multivitamin with daily essential nutrients and science-backed ingredients to support you. An all-in-one wellness solution to lighten the load for women? Highlands Naturals is here for it. Find your multi at Amazon or Highlands.com. That's HYLANDS.com. Highlands Naturals. We're here for it.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
Hello, good morning, angels, and welcome back to Morning Ray. I'm your host, Lan or Alana, and I'm really excited for today's episode. I'm going to be honest. About 30 minutes ago, I really did not know what to record about. I was debating doing like what I've been wearing, what I've been loving, kind of getting inspiration from Emma Chamberlain's podcast, Anything Goes, like thinking of the episodes that I really like to listen to and what I've really enjoyed lately. But then Adriana, who was on last week's episode of the pod, I was talking to her and she's like, why don't you ask the listeners questions? And then I remembered that I asked you guys to ask me questions a bit ago when I was doing one of my reset episodes. I think it's the Hot Girl Reset episode. And I totally forgot to use those questions when I was recording because I ended up having enough. And so I thought, why don't we do a big sis chat, health and wellness edition? We did dating and relationships last time. You seemed to really like that episode. So I brought it back. I think Big Sis Chats is going to be a series. I think it's a great series. Yeah, and I get to chat with you guys. I feel like a big sis. I feel like we're on FaceTime and I don't know, I get to help you out. I love answering questions. I love being asked questions. So it's almost like I'm being interviewed, but I don't know. anyways, I made myself a latte because it's 4:50 p.m. on a Friday. Recording this a lot later in the week than I normally do, but this week has honestly just been hectic. Not even, what am I saying? It was not hectic. You know when words just come out of your mouth before you even think about what you're saying? Yeah, that just happened. But this week was definitely like threw me in for one in a way that I was not expecting. On Monday afternoon, evening, I started to feel not great. I was convinced I had strep. I've had strep a million one times. I was convinced I had it. I went to a walk-in. I found a walk-in. We did some adulting things. Go Lan. We went to a walk-in and I tested for strep. It wasn't strep. She said she thinks it's like a viral infection. She offered to give me like steroids. I said no, like I don't want that. It's not that bad of pain. So I've just been taking Advil. I had a fever and I was kind of worried maybe like could it be COVID? So then I did COVID tests. Like I'm symptomatic, so like it should test positive. If it is, and it was negative, it was like a hard negative. And like the last time I felt like I had COVID, it was like instantly positive. So I knew it wasn't COVID. And I had a fever for like 36 hours. And then it just like went away. My sore throat kind of went away. It switched sides. It got a little worse before it got better. And then I was pretty much fine. Like Wednesday evening, I was feeling better. And Thursday, I felt fine, which was yesterday. And I don't know, it was just weird. So I didn't work out at all this week because Monday morning, I woke up not feeling too hot, and Mondays have honestly been a rest day lately for me. So, haven't worked out at all this week, which I guess kind of caters into today's episode because we're going to discuss like balance. A lot of you guys ask about balance and healthy balance and whatnot. But yeah, I did not expect to get sick. It was really weird, like the sickness that I felt. I honestly just think that was my body's way of being like, Alana, like you're burnt out, like you need to just chill. And I slept so much during those times, and I really did not force myself to like quote unquote get over it faster. I just like had a lot of like health foods. Like I got chicken noodle soup from Impact, and I had their immunity elixir, which was like really soothing for my throat. I got orange juice. I was taking my supplements. I was taking Advil and just like really let myself relax and like log off, you know? I haven't really created a lot of content. Like normally I'm creating like my 6 a.m. reels for 5 a.m. reels and like all these different reels of my routines. And this week I didn't really do that. And a part of me does feel a little bit guilty, to be honest. But I know that this was like a much needed break, and my body getting sick like that forced me to take it. And just always like practicing gratitude and like understanding that everything happens for a reason. And now that's going to bring me into my weekly intention. Next week, I want to get back into my workouts because I didn't really get to move this week that I'm recording this. So, like last week when you're listening, I'm like craving that movement again. So, planning out my workouts and being really like intentional and doing things that make me feel good. And that leads me into the tip of the week. It's really easy to get overwhelmed by trying to figure out like what workout split should I do? Like what workout should I do and like all of this. And like I like to sit down on a Sunday and kind of just like plan out my week. I like to book in the workouts I want to do. So like Wednesdays I've been doing 6 a.m. hot Pilates. Fridays I've been doing 6 a.m. berries. I found I really like that. And then I kind of just like leave the rest of the week up to like what I feel like I want that week. So sometimes on Tuesdays I'll do spin. Maybe I'll go for a run, like incorporating that mix of cardio and strength workouts like I've been wanting to focus on, trying to do like 3 strength, 2 cardio a week, and then just taking it from there. So just like book in your workouts, sign up, put it in your planner, like schedule it in like you would an appointment, and you'll feel so much better that you have a game plan. You'll feel so much more motivated, inspired, and excited about your workouts. Current faves. I have fallen back in love with my iPad. I have the iPad Pro 11-inch, and it's the 2019 version. It's the one with like only one camera. It's not the one with the multiple cameras. And I also have the Apple Pencil. I've really been debating the Magic Keyboard because I don't know. I just think it would just elevate the iPad, but it's so expensive. So I'm just like holding off on it. Like I literally just got a new computer. I do not need to make my iPad like a computer, but I think it could be a vibe because I'm going to New York Fashion Week and I don't really want to bring my computer, but I don't really know. Like we'll see. So I don't know. We'll decide. But anyhow, I do really like my iPad Pro right now. I'm back into it. I went in and out of using it. I use it to read a lot. I got it originally for school, so I was using it for school. And because I'm done school, I haven't really been using it. I used it at my old job a bit more, but not so much now at my current job. But I decided to get digital planners. I was inspired by Sophia Animato. I never remember how to pronounce her last name, but she's my friend Sophia who lives in LA. She actually works for Aloe. Shout out Sophia if you're listening. But I always saw like all her planners on her iPad on her TikToks, and also Rachel DeGuano. She also got an iPad, and like her iPad was set up super cute. So that just like inspired me and made me want to do that. So I got a meal planner and grocery list digital planner to put into GoodNotes, which is like a note app. And then I also got a budget planner because I have been wanting to just like, write out my monthly budget for my finances, get things in gear, um, kind of see where I can invest more, be, an adult, a responsible adult. And so I got a budget planner, and in the process of filling out this budget planner for the month of August, I realized I actually achieved one of my manifestations for this year surrounding money, which was a really big and proud moment for myself. I don't know, like obviously like I knew it would happen. I just, you think it's going to happen, but you don't actually know what it's going to feel like when it does, or like part of you is like, "Oh no, that's not going to happen." Like you're just Alana, that sort of thing. But a little self-doubt. But yeah, so love my iPad, love the digital planners. A lot of you guys are really interested in that budget planner. I'm thinking of potentially coming out with my own. I just have to figure out how to make them. I think you can do it on Canva. Not really sure. I'm going to explore that. I want them to be really good. I'll be like, when I release them, they'll be like super cheap, like not more than $5, super, super affordable because I want everyone to be able to have them. But I think that would be a good idea. I really like the meal plan and grocery list one because I saw Caitlin Nolan having like a notepad that she was writing her groceries out, and it was separated by fruits, veggies, pantry, stuff like that. And I found one on the Flourish Planner, and I really liked it. I think that was the one I used. No, I got one from Etsy. It was by a different designer, but the Flourish Planner one is also very cute. And I just like decided my 3 meals, I'm doing that 3 meals for those 3 different recipes that I'm making for lunch or dinner to have like leftovers throughout the week, and then my 2 breakfast ideas. And once I figured out those recipes, then like writing down all the ingredients that I need. I've been loving using Instacart to order my groceries because they have more grocery store options than I find Uber Eats does for grocery. But I do have now a coupon code on Uber Eats, so I'm going to use that this week. Anyways, I'll find out what recipes I want and then write down all the ingredients that I need so I know what to order for my groceries. Really love it. And on to my next fave. Love the Volu Spa Santal Vanilla Candle. A few of you actually recommended this to me a while back when I was asking about candles, and my sister got it for me for my birthday. Hunter also got me a Value Spa candle, which I actually really love. That one's like, I think it's watermelon, and I put it in my bathroom. It's like very citrusy. Love it. But the Santal Vanille is just, if I were a candle, I would be this. It's a bit pricier, but the candles are beautiful, and I don't know. I love it. She's burning right now, actually. Okay, next fave. These like next few are kind of like, one of them is like a now thing, but they're like throwbacks, but I kind of really love it. So the OC, I never watched this. Obviously, I was too young when it came out, but a bunch of my friends watched it when 90210 was a thing. Like after 90210 finished, everyone watched the OC, and I just never did because I think you have to go on like one of those sites where it was like illegal, like what do you call it? Pirating. It was like pirated tracks, but now it's on Amazon. So I've been watching the OC. I love it so much, and I just can't stop watching it. I think I'm almost on season 1, and I started it this week. So I was sick, so that's all I was doing at night was just watching TV the minute I was done work. So really love the OC. It's on Amazon Prime Video if you want to watch it. really love Be Real. I love just scrolling on there. It's a lot of fun. I love the like notification. Everyone in my office is always like, when is the Be Real gonna go off? I swear all my Be Reals are either in the office at mutual friends, with Shayna, or I'm in my apartment by myself. Like, it's one of those three things. And then Snap memories. I used to have my Snapchat set so that when I saved a photo, it would save to my memories and my camera roll. But I recently changed it to just my memories because I realized I always love looking at like the little memories, like on this day, blah, 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 or even just like scrolling through the dates. And so I changed it so that it just saves to my memories. And I've been having so much fun just taking like little clips and videos and things and like writing on it and then just pressing save and sometimes not even sending it to anyone, just to have the memories to look back on. But I would like to thank today's sponsor, Morning Ray, Open. I've shared my experience with starting to do hot saunas and ice plunging meditations at this place called Othership. And I wanted to find a way to do it at home and practice my meditations more regularly. Shayna's always saying, like, Alana, like, why don't you meditate? And I'm really happy that I've like started to try it and be more open about it, hence Open. And that is how I discovered Open. Open is the only app that offers breathwork, meditation, and movement classes. They have unlimited live and on-demand classes with teachers that make you feel like you're in person, which is something that's really important to me. Open makes breathwork and meditation a lot less intimidating and more approachable. I find practicing more regularly has helped alleviate my anxiety and stress levels and calm me up before bed. You know, like it's really easy to be like super wound up or to scroll on TikTok, but if you do like a little open meditation or breath work before bed, you'll feel a lot more calmer. I think you guys would all like it and that you should try it out, and you can invite friends to your class as well. I worked with Open to get you guys 30 days free to try it out and see if you like it as much as I do. There's a link in my show notes, but I'll be sharing it here as well. So you can use withopen.com/Ray, RAE. Again, you can go to withopen.com/Ray and use code Ray for 30 days free at Open. You will get unlimited live and demand breath work, meditation, yoga, Pilates, and more. Let me know if you like it. And thank you, Open, for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Ray. Okay. Now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. We're going to get into the questions, the reason why you clicked on this episode, and we're going to do the damn thing. I have a few questions from you guys. Let's count how many we have. We have 13 questions. 13 questions for you guys. We're going to try answer them. I'll see how long they each take me. Yeah, I think they're good questions. We're going to be discussing a lot of like health and wellness focused things. And yeah, a little ASMR moment. Drinking that iced coffee. I actually have the Elmhurst cashew barista milk in here, and it's actually quite delicious. It has sugar in it, like it's not an unsweetened cashew milk, but the sugar content isn't super high. It's actually, I think if I'm remembering right, it's only 2 grams, which to me, that's fine. I'm good with that, and it tastes better. So if it means I'm going to make my coffee at home, which I mean this past week I didn't, then I'm here for it. I'm game for it. Okay. Question number 1. How do you maintain a healthy lifestyle for a long time? I think it's really important to consider what this healthy lifestyle is. A healthy lifestyle is one that is balanced, that's flexible. It's one that aligns with your wants and what you need as a person, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, like all the parts of you. And I think in order to set yourself up for success, you need to slowly integrate these changes that you associate with a healthy lifestyle. You don't want to bombard yourself with a million one different habits and rituals that you're adding into your life that you weren't doing before because you think it's going to make yourself so much healthier and you're going to be able to keep this for a long time. And like once you decide to do it, you're just going to stick with it. And yes, you could. A small percentage of us can. But the issue in doing that and what I've seen in myself and what I've seen in my friends is if you try to do 1,000,001 of these healthy new habits at the same time, for the first week, yeah, you're probably going to be really successful at doing it. And maybe the second week, but after that, you're slowly going to burn out because you're just like not used to it and it's overwhelming. But if you slowly integrate these habits, like I've always said, if you slowly integrate these habits, say for the first week you integrate drinking more water, the next week we were drinking more water, and now we're aiming for 10K steps a day. So now we have 2 habits. And then on the third week, we're adding a third habit. Maybe now we're going to try incorporate one workout and on top of reaching those 10K steps a day into one workout a week on top of that, you know? So just like really think about slowly integrating these healthy habits that may not necessarily be in your life or haven't been super consistent in your life. Slowly integrate them and choose things that really align with you and serve you. If something doesn't energize you or get you excited or make you feel better after doing it, then maybe that habit, that ritual isn't meant for you. Like not everything that you see everyone else doing in their morning routines, in their daily vlogs and everything on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, etc., is meant for everyone. So just like find the things that really serve you and use them to create that routine. And that is how you're going to be able to sustain them. But on top of that, I think it's really important to figure out what your why is. Like, why do you want to participate in incorporating these healthy habits for yourself? Like, why are you doing it? Is it because you're tired of feeling sluggish and drained all the time? Is it because you want to take better care of your health overall? Is it maybe for something a little more materialistic? Maybe you want to feel super confident in your body and your clothes and everything. Maybe you do want to be super strong and have shredded muscles, and like that's okay too. Or maybe even it's a combination, like you want to just like feel overall like more energetic and healthier, take care of yourself, and maybe a little bit like get the abs, you know? Like it's okay to like want those materialistic changes too, but like finding your why and slowly integrating those habits that serve you best will help you be able to maintain a healthy lifestyle for the rest of your life. It's a lifestyle change. It's not a fad diet. It's not a crash diet. Like you are doing this for longevity. Think long time. How do you deal with overthinking and being overwhelmed by emotions in general? Journaling. Journaling has helped me so much. I feel like we all hold our thoughts in our head so often and we don't let ourselves release them. And that leads us to spiral into these like overthinking patterns and to be really overwhelmed by what we're feeling, what we're thinking. And if we're able to start with journaling, it's a really easy way to start with this process. But start journaling, like do mind dumps. Just write whatever is in your mind. And as you're writing it, vision. Being super busy can make it really easy to fall into a dinner time recipe rut, or even with your lunches. Any meal, honestly, can get you into a rut, especially with a busy schedule this fall. You can keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every single week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. It's truly a no-brainer. It does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your doorstep, pre-proportioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It's never been easier. I personally love HelloFresh as a way to get exposure to new recipes, make my life a bit easier as a busy 20-year-old in the city. And I love that it's worry-free, it's super easy, it's convenient, and gets delivered straight to my door. Go to hellofresh.com/50ray and use code 50ray for 50% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/50RAE and use code 50ray 50RAE for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and thank you for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Ray.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
Envision the thoughts leaving your head and entering the paper. Or another technique is to envision anytime like an intrusive thought, like a thought that's like really like overwhelming to you or anxiety provoking, imagining it going on a cloud, or it can go on a leaf, whatever, and it just like you watch it slowly float away. And we release it. We acknowledge it. We take it for what it is, and we let it go. I find journaling really helped me be able to get into this habit of being able to do that with my thoughts, with any intrusive thoughts. And that was a really good start. And then eventually going into therapy really helped me. I do cognitive behavioral therapy, and that helps you rewire your brain the way you think and process things. And now I'm lucky that my therapist has helped to give me a really good toolkit that I can go to when I feel like I'm overthinking and feeling overwhelmed by emotions. But to start, I would say journal, envision those thoughts, acknowledge them, and see them floating away on a cloud or a leaf or whatever, or like in a stream. And even talk it out. Like, talk it out with the therapist. Like, therapy is for everyone. Like, you don't have to have like some sort of like mental disability or something so extreme. Like, it's for everyone. Like, something doesn't have to necessarily be quote unquote wrong, but talking to someone or even like just talking to a friend can help as well. Just like get those thoughts out of your head. How to find balance and rest and movement in a busy season of life. I feel like my life is constantly busy, so I guess I'm the queen of doing this. And yes, it can teeter a little too much on the rest side and a little too much on the movement side sometimes. But I think this goes back to what I said in my tip of the week earlier in the episode. Really think ahead of your future self and plan your life out. Like, find the time. There is enough time. And maybe in this busy season of your life, you're going to work out 3 times a week instead of the 5 that you're used to, but you're still getting that movement in, and just like learning to be okay with that and know that in this season of your life, maybe you're not working out an insane amount, or you're not like making every single meal at home. Just like be appreciative of the things that you're able to do, and the things that might upset you or the things that might not go as planned. Just learn to like let them go. The same way we're letting go of those intrusive thoughts, just like let it go, let it be. It's so small in the grand scheme of things. It is so, so, so small. So just like know where you need to give and take, and do the things that are really going to serve you. Like, focus on your non-negotiables, like the bare minimum things that you have to do. So if you need a workout every day, maybe you have to wake up a little bit earlier so that you can get a workout in. And maybe that workout is going to be a little bit shorter than normal. Maybe you can't take an hour in the gym. Maybe you have to do a 30-minute workout. Or maybe some days that workout is a 15-minute like Pilates yoga flow, or it's a little 15-minute HIIT workout instead of your hour-long workout, Like, figure out ways that you can be flexible and manipulate your schedule a little bit to make things work, because it will work. But also know that it's okay to rest, and maybe some weeks you'll work out more or like focus on your health more, and some weeks it might be on the back burner a little bit, but just like it will ebb and flow, and it's totally okay. How do you reset your mindset? I think I don't want to go too much deeply into this right now, because I did go over it quite a lot on my Hot Girl Reset episode. So definitely go check that out if you haven't listened already. I think it's a really great episode. But there's many, many different ways. How do you manage burnout of just being in the same routine? So I like to spice things up. I like to change things up, and that's why I kind of have like different variations of my routine. And I found that I was getting super burnt out by always doing my workout in the morning. I felt like I got super tired of always having my hair not be fresh for work, or like being a little bit rushed for work before going into the office. So I started doing a combination of morning and night workouts or evening workouts. And that made me really excited about my routine again because I started to look forward to my morning workouts again, and I started to actually enjoy my evening workouts versus when they were all morning or they were all evening, I kind of dreaded them. But adding this little switch made it so much more exciting. So if you're feeling burnt out of that same routine, look where you can make the little changes. Maybe you are switching some things. Maybe some days you're going to wake up earlier. Maybe some days you're going to wake up later. Just like find things that can make you more excited about your routine again and can help you find things in your routine to love again and to fall back in love with that routine and to be re-energized, because your routine shouldn't be burning you out. Your routine should be helping you set yourself up for success and to help fill your cup up before you give to others. If your routine is burning you out, you're not going to be able to perform in other areas of your life because you're burning you out and you're burning yourself out in those self-care practices. What are your opinions on that, girl? I think this is a really controversial topic, and I think I've spoken about it a bit before. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't jump on that trendy words and say, like, oh, my that girl morning routine, that girl this, that girl that. But I think it all comes down to your own perception and definition of what that girl means. A lot of the times I think people think it means it's a super aesthetic lifestyle. You have to do all these like health and wellness things. And if you're not doing all of these things perfectly, then you're not quote unquote that girl. But to me, being that girl is showing up as your highest self, doing the things that make you feel good. And maybe those things are the typical like aesthetic, like making a matcha, having a green smoothie, going on my hot girl walk, doing hot Pilates, that sort of thing. But maybe some days it's lounging in bed and watching the OC and having a bag of popcorn and chilling with friends, or maybe it's going out on a Friday night with the girls and getting drunk and like having fun and like taking on the city, like being that girl is whatever it means to you, and it's whatever it means to you to be the highest and best version of yourself. So I don't think, based on that definition, it is toxic. I don't think it's toxic. I think it can be toxic if you like really lock it into one sort of prototype, that it has to be the super like clean aesthetic, skinny, always eating quote unquote clean, or like following a specific diet, like all these things. But if you go on like the definition and the way that I look at it, and I know the way that Trin and Kales look at it, like, then I think it's a lot healthier, and I think it's actually really motivating and inspiring, and it's like something really fun and playful, and not everything has to be like so cutthroat and serious. So I really do like the that girl movement, at least the side that I'm a part of and believe I'm a part of. So yeah, I think like just like when you see routines and like morning routines, like you don't need to take it so intensively. Like social media is fun. Like TikTok's supposed to be fun and light, and it's supposed to inspire and like entertain, like just take it like at surface level. We don't need to like dive so deep down and like ruin things. Like that's the one thing I've noticed a lot about my generation, or like our generation, like Gen Z. Like we take everything so literally, and sometimes yes, that is good. Like it is good to really analyze things, but sometimes like it's okay to just like take it on a surface level and just like have fun with it and like not be hypersensitive about it. How do you recommend getting back into running? I'm going to take a brief pause to drink some coffee because my throat is a little dry. Little ASMR again. Okay. How do you get back into running? So I haven't run as much this year as I would like. I've been running when I do berries or when I do HIIT classes at Sweat and Tonic, but I haven't been running like my 5Ks like I was last summer, literally all the time. I really wish I was, because I just felt so amazing, but it just has not been something that's been serving me lately. But to get back into running, honestly, just start. Like, take it easy. Like, don't force yourself to have a super fast pace. Don't scare yourself or like psych yourself out by like saying like you have to run a certain amount. Like, download the Nike Run Club app. It's my favorite app. I prefer it over the Couch to 5K app. Download the Nike Run Club app. Go onto one of the beginner guided runs and put on your favorite playlist. Do something like really like fun, like Y2K vibes is really fun, or even I really like listening to R&B and hip hop, like Kanye, Drake, and put on one of those like beginner runs, and it will help coach you through what it should feel like to run an easy pace, what your body positioning should be, what your breathing should be, how everything should feel. And that will really give you the confidence in your mind and your body to be able to run again, because it's really scary. Like, you get intimidated by the fact that you have to keep running, that you have to run a super far distance, you have to run it for a certain amount of time, etc. But if you have someone guiding you through it, like a coach, it feels like they're almost holding your hand, and it will make it that much easier to lean back into it. And then in terms of like frequency and scheduling your runs, start off with like one run for a week, maybe do that for 2 weeks. The next week, maybe go for two, stick at 2 runs per week for a little bit. Maybe then the next week we add 3. Like, I think like 3 to 4 runs a week is like really manageable if you're not like training for a marathon or anything. And these runs don't have to be super long. Like, you can do like a 10-minute run once a week, and then maybe like when you go to the 2 runs a week, you have a 10-minute run and a 20-minute run. And then maybe when you start to get more comfortable with running again, you can extend the length of time that you're running, or you can strive for longer distances. Maybe you want to practice doing like interval running, where like you're running really fast for like 30 seconds, then walking for a minute, or jogging for a minute. Just like play around with it. I really would recommend to lean into those guided runs on Nike Run Club. I know I use those when, even if I have been running, if I'm feeling like not super motivated to run that day, or I just like am feeling really discouraged, then I'll put on one of those guided runs, and there's literally a guided run for everything. So definitely check that out. It's the Nike Run Club app. That's where I track all my runs. I love it so much. And yeah, and then I would also make sure to have really good supportive shoes. Make sure your shoes aren't in need of retirement. I believe running shoes should only have 500 kilometers on them. I'm not sure what it is in miles, probably around like 250 miles. So make sure your shoes are still very supportive. They have enough cushion. I personally love very springy shoes. I really want the Hoka Bondi 7s, or what are the other ones? Bondi's, Cliftons. I really like my Nike React Infinity Flyknits as well, because they're shaped like a boat. Love the Zoom X Invincibles. And I also have the Hoka Rincon 3s. I do like them. They're a bit more of a lightweight shoe. They're not super springy, but I still do really like them. But yes, get the Nike Run Club app. Start slow. Don't feel like pressured to like be at your old pace or to be at a super fast pace, etc. Just do it for like the mental and physical benefits, because then that's like how you're going to get that runner's high, which we all chase for. Dealing with big changes in life and how to not have extreme anxiety about it. Girl, I know, like, this is me. This is me in a nutshell. Literally every single time before I've moved, I've been an anxious wreck for like the month and a half leading up to it. And it's kind of just like this like numbing anxiety. And same with like starting a new job and like all this stuff. But just know, like, once the change happens, like, you will adjust. Like, you are so agile and capable of adjusting, more so than you think, that it will just like, it will come naturally. Like, anxiety comes from the unknown. Just know that everything will happen as it should and when it should, and the changes will run smoothly. And maybe if they don't go smoothly, like, that is okay, and we live and we learn, and there's nothing to be worried about. Like, we all go through these changes. Like, I feel like a lot of people get really anxious of the change from middle school to high school to university, university to your first job specifically. I feel like university, your first job / just graduating university, post grad life is probably like the peak of anxiety. We all go through this, and even like changing jobs and moving cities or places. Everyone goes through this, and you're not alone in it. And maybe they're not going through it at the exact same time as you, but everyone can relate to you, and it will all work out. It will all be okay. Just focus on being present in the now, because again, anxiety comes from fear of the unknown, of like the future. So just try to be present in what's going on right now in front of you, and it will help alleviate some of that anxiety. But if you're feeling really anxious, lean into those like anxiety self-care tactics that you have, like journaling, meditation. Like you can use like the Open app for meditation, workouts, fueling your body properly, surrounding yourself with people who are like a good support system, talking it through, talking about it to your therapist, like lean into that toolbox to really help you cope and get through these like extremely anxious times. Let me look at the time. Okay, since we're like almost at 40 minutes and I want to keep this episode a bit shorter, I'm going to answer one more and then I'm going to log off. Keep it short and sweet. Last question. How do you reset yourself after being extremely stressed because of school or work? I think like the first day after like that big assignment gets sent, whether it be at work or school, or like we get out of midterms or final season, I really let myself just chill, like literally just sit on the couch, watch my favorite show, order my favorite food, just hang, relax, just let myself decompress. And that like just really helps me kind of ground myself and reset myself. And then also making sure I get a good night's sleep. So getting those 8 hours of sleep, going to bed for as many hours before midnight as possible. I don't know. My mom always said like you get better sleep before midnight. I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe she's just trying to trick me to go to bed earlier, but I swear it works. So try to get an early night. Just like let yourself decompress. And then lean into like those self-care practices that you really like. Like maybe it's like making a home-cooked meal, going for a walk with a friend, going to a workout class, going to your favorite smoothie bar. Like do all the things that make you feel really good, and just like slowly lean back into those routines that maybe you dismissed or like let go of a bit when you were extremely stressed with work or school. And you'll just feel so much better and feel so much more refreshed. And even if you have to like have a girls' night out and like go like on the town and like, I don't know why I keep saying on the town, but like go to a bar or like, go to a party or have like a wine night or something, like that's okay too. Like just like ease back into things and just like let yourself fully calm down and reset mentally and physically before you like try to dive back into things, But I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Morning Ray. I had a really fun time chatting with you guys today and answering your questions. And I really do love these big sis chats. They're so much fun. And I love giving you guys advice and trying to share my knowledge and my wisdom as a 23-year-old girl living in Toronto. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you are feeling up to it, I would love if you could leave a rating and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, as that's how you can help support the pod. We're still trending in the charts, which is so surreal. And I'm so excited to speak with you guys again next week. So I love you guys so much, and we'll chat soon. Bye, guys.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.